A proposal to establish and designate 5 new anchorages for deep-sea vessels off the Georgia Strait side of Gabriola Island may be shelved for the time being. However, Gabriolans against freighter anchorages believe the threat to the environment and the safety and serenity of their homes still exists.
And how can it be that there is no bylaw, no regulation that protect us to have not those huge boats, vessels, parked in front of a residential area? This is just not fair.
The community group staged an information session to enlighten residents about the potential risks those freighter anchorages pose to their island: noise and light pollution, environmental degradation, and even the threat from dangerous cargo.
The location of those anchorages is exactly where we have our main fishing track. So our local fishermen are really concerned. And those anchors, we are talking about anchorages, but actually it's just a location where those big boats can drop their anchors. And so those anchors and those chains are massive, they are huge. The weight is measured in tons, and they would actually wipe out all the habitat that is crucial and necessary for key species like herrings or needlefish. So, and also we have some glass sponge reefs here in that area.
The Pacific Pilotage Authority is the lead agency looking at those locations for anchorages for tankers awaiting a space to get into one of the various terminals in the Port of Vancouver, noting there are no other viable areas available for ships up to 310 meters in size.
On March 3, we had a meeting with representatives of Pacific Pilotage Authority and Transport Canada, and they told us actually those anchorages are not needed today. They might be needed in the future. It's too dangerous just to endanger our environment, because there might be in the long run a need for those anchorages.
An environmental overview of the proposal released at the end of April did identify the fact there could be some loss of habitat due to anchor chain scour. The report is now in the hands of the Department of Fisheries and Oceans for a Section 35 review, which would be required for the project to proceed. GAFA says, based on their preliminary review of that report, they question the reliability of the conclusions reached.
This problem is part of a much bigger picture that you have.
There are other concerns about the possibility it won't just be coal, grain, or other commodities in those tankers.
I think it's important to talk about all the possibilities, and what our lawyers actually told us, that as soon as those anchorages are designated, they can be used for any kind of cargo. So it's good that we have an expert like Dr. Finn here and talking about the possibility of LNG and about the consequences.
I have spent a lot of time examining the proposed LNG industry, and I know that there are 3 large LNG proposals whose ships would be of a size to be located off here. And those are pretty dangerous ships. The blast zone, if you can call it that, would actually be a firestorm, would extend over the residences close to shore were there to be an accident involving one of those LNG ships.
The Nanaimo Port Authority says anchorages are an integral part of a safe and efficient marine supply chain. They have been working with Transport Canada and industry stakeholders to improve the administration of the anchorages throughout the Gulf Islands.
The Port Authority of Nanaimo, we created a domain awareness system, which is really a monitoring oversight system, and that's what we're offering the group. We feel that if these anchorages do materialize, they should be monitored and watched. And that's the only thing the port is bringing to the party on this is that oversight.
The Pacific Pilotage Authority says until the DFO review is completed, which could take months, the next stage is in the process. Consultation with First Nations and the public should be postponed. In the meantime, GAFA plans to continue to lobby the Ministry of Transportation to stop the proposal. For Go, only on Shaw TV, I'm Annette Lucas.